Welcome to another exciting episode of Live It Up. Today, we have an extraordinary guest who has taken the art of crochet to new heights. Get ready to be mesmerized by the exquisite creations of our guest, the talented crochet artist and creative director of Hooked by Lade. From stunning bags to eco-friendly masterpieces, her work is a true testament to the beauty of handmade craftsmanship and sustainability. Join us as we dive into the world of crochet and discover the magic that can be woven with just a simple ball of yarn.
Hi, my name is Kolade Mayowa Omobalade, CEO of Hooked by Lade, and this is my Live It Up session with HIPTV. Hooked by Lade is a brand born out of the passion for handmade crafts, that is crochet and knitting. Crochet in the sense that we make beautiful bags, beautiful dresses, beautiful caps like the ones you can see here. I studied architecture in school. Initially, I almost went into doing architecture full-time. That is, I had a 9-to-5 that had to do with construction. Then I'm a freelancer. But during NYSC, I picked up crocheting and I fell back in love with it because, like I always say, I was serving in a village and there was peace, there was serenity, there was quietness. And I had the time to, explore. I had the time to do the things that are passionate for myself. So I went back into crocheting. And at the moment, at that time, I didn't make it into a full-scale business. I was just enjoying it. I was just, taking my time to go back into it because I could crochet as a kid. So I didn't even know I could do it again as an adult, but here we are. So from there, after I did the 9-to-5 for like 2 years, then I quit, then I was freelancing. One way or the other, I found my way back into the arms of crocheting. That was my first love. So from there on, I was able to use my knowledge from what I've learned while working and what I've learned while freelancing. I combined the two and I was able to start a business, the brand Hooked by Lade. Okay, so I've been into this business for over 2 years now, and yes, it's something I'm doing because I'm passionate about it. So there will definitely be challenges, and the challenges are new every morning. That is, as you're overcoming one challenge, another one is coming right back up. So there are always challenges every week. Every new week is a new challenge. Then how I'm able to overcome it is from the fact that I'm passionate about it. Like I said, it's not something I'm doing because I'm hungry. It's not something I'm doing because I need to get something to eat. It's something I'm doing because I want to figure out a way to make a substantial living out of it and employ people. So it's a serious business for me. I've been crocheting for a while, and like I said, I started from all this normal, they call it cotton yarns or acrylic yarn that I used to do the one I'm wearing right now. But I was able to think outside the box to import materials from Europe, which is what I use in making my bags, some of which you can see here. So with these special materials, I'm self-taught. Then I'm able to make different styles of bags that you are looking at, and I'm able to evolve with it. So I think it makes the brand very, very special, and it makes the brand very different. But I must say that regardless of what you are doing as a crocheter, I'm applauding you. It doesn't matter if you're able to get a golden yarn or whatever you use. So what I can say with regards to creativity in crocheting is it's not very common, but I get mine from the fact that I studied architecture. So architecture has different principles that you work with. There is structural stability, there is aesthetics, and there's functionality. This is how I make my own bags. This is what I think could make me stand out. For instance, every single bag that I make has to be beautiful. It has to be functional. That is, you can put anything you want to depending on the size of the bag, and then it has to be stable. It has to be structurally sound. So those are the things that I'm able to imbibe into anything, even up to the dresses. So it's not just about picking a yarn I'm making a bag, or picking a yarn, I'm making a dress. I want it to follow some certain principles, except for when I want to do something, you know, out of line or something different. But for most parts, studying architecture has been able to help me in standing out and doing things differently. So far, I've been able to employ a couple of people, and I've been able to pass on the creativity to them. You can get your creativity from maybe what you are going through, your journey. Everybody's journey is different. You could study culinary, you could study fashion design, whatever you are doing. If you want to go into bag making, for instance, just bring the principles of what you study, your discipline, what makes you unique, bring it into crocheting, and you realize that you will stand out. Everybody can be the same. So if you decide to go into what it looks like I'm doing, you will realize that you do it very, very differently. If you want to learn how to crochet bags, the fact is there are tutorials on YouTube that can help you. If you want to learn how to crochet clothes, there are tutorials on YouTube that can help you. But making it into a business, trying to sell the craft, is an entirely different ballgame. That's where another type of creativity comes in. And that's why you see me doing these videos where I'm dancing, I'm turning bags into yarn, I'm doing different kind of things. So learning it itself, I really don't think it's something that should take tops a month. But trying to pass on your creativity to others, trying to attract your own target audience, trying to bring in your own people, is what you now have to figure out on your own. But if it's to learn how to make the bags, I think there are tutorials on YouTube that can help you. If you go on Instagram, you see thousands of very, very talented, beautiful crocheters already that are doing maybe something like what I'm doing. But what will now make you different, what will make you stand out is, how do you want to market this? Who do you want to buy it? What price do you want to set? If you set this price, do you have the mind to stay with it? Do you have support system? Do you have people around you that will always cheer you up? Even when you don't make sales, there are times that you crochet a particular item. Say a dress like this that I have beside me. If I spend, I think this dress took about a week. So after spending a week or two crocheting the dress, what if nobody buys it? Am I going to be okay with it? Am I going to be happy? Am I not going to try and look for another job? How am I going to eat? These are the things you factor. So crocheting itself is not something that you should focus on, but you should also focus on, when I learn how to crochet these bags, when I learn how to crochet these clothes, how am I going to put myself out there? Because that's going to make you stand out, and that's what's going to make you very unique. I like to tell a story. I like to say how I came about this. I think there's a particular bag that has Lagos Danfo, on it here. So I like to tell stories. I like to make it about things around me, and I feel like that makes me different. Welcome back. This is still my Leave It Up section with HIPTV, and we're going into the process of bag making right now. Okay, the tools you need is a 6mm crochet hook. Emphasis on 6mm is because I use it most of the time. It's what I'm using right now. You can use 6.57, but let me just say you need a crochet hook. Then you need yarns depending on the color you want to work with. For instance, at the moment I have this multicolored bag right here, and I'm trying to make a replica of it, but in gold and chocolate brown. So to make stuffs like this, or to make bags like this, you need yarn, as you can see right here, and of course crochet hook and scissors for when you are done with your bag and all. So I'm trying to finish up this bag by crocheting the handle. Okay, this bag takes, to complete it, it takes about 10 hours. 8 hours for crocheting and 2 hours for finishing. That is, you still have to line. When you finish your bag, you still have to line the inside. You have to add your name tag, you have to add your locks. So like I always say, it's usually about the finishing for me. It's not really about crocheting. The bag has to look flawless at the end of the day, so you smile when you get your end product. I can make 2-3 in a day, but the question is why? Why would I do that anymore? Because a job like this would harm your wrists if you don't know how to pause, if you don't know how to rest. You just realize that maybe you are 50, you are 45 years old, and your hands are shaky. So the fact that you can make 2 bags in a day doesn't mean you should make 2 bags in a day. As a matter of fact, it got to a point when I get the orders, I'll space them as much as 15 days for you to get your bag. So I'll be able to walk a little, rest my arm. So at the end of the day, it looks like I'm trying to earn a living. When it's time to enjoy the living I'm earning, how do I do it when my hands are shaky? So that's why I say I can make 2 bags in a day, but I don't think it's wise to do so. Crocheting is different from knitting. Knitting is done with 2 different hooks. I don't have a knitting hook here, I would have shown you. So you can use machine to imitate knitting, but you cannot, there's no machine that can imitate crocheting because every stitch is different. Like I said, this dress took me about at least a week, at least 1 week. So if there's a machine that can do this in 3-4 hours, it should have, even if I can't afford it, even if it should have been existing somewhere and I would have seen a photo of it. But because it's a creative process that is going to take a lot of time, at the moment, there is no machine that can imitate crocheting. There is for knitting, but there is no machine that can imitate crocheting. Yes, this particular design is called the comfort design. It's actually quite popular in the crocheting world, but I like to add my twist to everything. So there are some designs that have been existing and I like to acknowledge it because knowledge do not fall from heaven, right? This particular one has been existing, but like I said, I like to infuse different colors. I like to add my twist. I like to add blue. I just change up a lot of things. This design, for instance, is my own idea from the scratch. So that's how it always is. Regardless of what you do, initially you might need a little help. You know, you try and look at this. Okay, how do I do something like this? But with time, you will have your own inspiration. You will have your own idea, and then you'll be able to add your own twist and turns that will make your work unique to every other one out there. Okay, so I finished the handle now, and I'm trying to tuck in the ends. So now I'm adding the O-rings. As you can see here, this is O-ring attached to the bag. So I'm attaching for this one so I can drop it on the bag handle. I'm fixing the O-ring at the moment. It can be, well, I don't want to say it can be painful, so I don't scare anybody off, but it is what it is. And yes, then our comfort bag is ready. The name is Comfort. It's actually named after a friend of mine. At some point when making these bags, especially if you are trying to come up with a custom design that is from a sketch or it's from your head, you are definitely going to make a mistake. Because let me give you an instance. As an architect, you have your floor plan, you have your sketch. When it's time to go on site, what you are going to have is going to be very different. In fact, you are going to fight with the engineers because they will tell you it's not feasible. It's the same thing with this bag. So you have this idea in your head. You want your bag to have wings. You want your bag to look like a teddy bear. When it's time to crochet it, the stitches and everything might not really work as much as you want it to. So there's definitely going to be mistakes. And it's now up to you to use your creativity to turn it into something beautiful that when everyone sees, they're going to be like, wow, this is the exact design that I want. But deep down, you will know with your designers that this was a kind of beautiful mistake that happened. Thank you for watching my Live It Up session with HIPTV. I had a wonderful time. So you can follow me on Instagram at HookByLade, on Twitter at HookByLade, on YouTube, especially to learn the basics of crocheting for everyone that has been asking how do I crochet. I put out some videos once in a while to inspire you and all that. HookByLade, and thank you for tuning in. Bye.